Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku prayer, please stand. Takahama ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Someni oya kamuri zanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no imuka no tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi harani. Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimasu. Harai dono kami tachi moro moro no maga goto tsumi kegare o harai tamae kiyome tamae toma o sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami ya oyoro no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuji koma no mimi uri tatete kikoshime seto kashikomi kashikomi mumaozu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Kannagara Tamachi Haemase Kannagara Tamachi Haemase Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
May God and Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Turning to God. As I recall my past experiences, they were frightful times. I was lost, wandering in darkness, without God's staff to lean upon. I discovered I was approaching a precipice when it was illuminated by God's light. Now I can see everything clearly. Now that the light of God has awakened me, I no longer dwell on my past unhappiness. It was all created by my own folly. After taking a brief membership course, anybody can receive the sacred focal point and start transmitting the divine light to themselves and to others. This divine light, Johrei, starts to gradually remove the spiritual clouds from a person's spiritual body, as well as from those of their home and family, bringing about health, peace, and prosperity. If you continue to faithfully practice Johrei for some time, you and your entire family will become healthier until illness is virtually eliminated. Under the guidance and illumination of God's divine light, everything will go smoothly and everyone will begin to live happy and joyous lives.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. Today, I would like to share two faith experiences, one from Brazil, one from Peru. This one from Brazil, it is from Helena Santos. She's from Bragança Paulista. Helena Santos has been a Johrei member for 43 years. Has always had an affinity with the nature farming's column of salvation. In 2013, Elena and her husband for 6 months gave support in a rehabilitation clinic for drug addicts. While she provided guidance on nature farming practices to the patients, her husband channeled Johrei to each one of them. Everyone liked to receive Johrei, and one of them started to attend a Johrei center, becoming a member. By indication of the members of the Johrei center, Elena and her husband were invited to sponsor home gardening workshops at events in the city, in schools, and other institutions, and they attended to all the places where they were invited. Between 2011 and 2014, around 2,000 people from the region participated in the workshops. Many were interested in receiving Johrei, began attending our church, and 5 of them became Johrei members. In 2017, Elena began studies in pedagogy in the city college. At every college event, she volunteered to do a home gardening workshop, and it was always a success. At the end of the same year, she was invited to live in a school in the city. The director showed the garden space that was completely abandoned, and Elena offered to reactivate it. She involved elementary school children, and every week she offered the theory and practice of nature farming based on Meishu-sama's teachings. They reacted with joy, curiosity, and enthusiasm. She heard several testimonies from parents who were moved by their children's interest. Some children started to eat vegetables and fruits and woke up to take the teachings they learned at school to their homes. and began growing their own vegetables. Whenever the children were very agitated, the teachers took them to an activity with the vegetable garden, as they have noticed that with contact with the earth and plants, they became calmer and more focused. Elena's life has changed a lot too. In August 2019, the month in which our church celebrates the Nature Farming Column of Salvation, she was hired by the school to work as a teacher, in which she remains until today. This couple recently held a home garden workshop with students in the class, where she teaches a class with family participation in an online format. The result was wonderful, and the children showed joy and enthusiasm for practicing home gardening. Elena is very thankful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for the permission to present the Nature Farming Column of Salvation to society and give service for the realization of paradise on earth. It's very inspiring experience from Elena. This other one that I would like to share is from Marina Untiveros. She's from Peru. Marina Aliaga Untiveros has been a member for 6 years. She currently has a Johrei meeting at her home on the second Saturday of each month. In September 2016, she detected a lump on her right ankle, which she did not give importance to. At that time, she was giving service at the Huachipa Training Center. In January of 2017, she began the Johrei gatherings at her home, and everything was normal with her feet. The following month, however, when she finished doing mini banas, the tiny flower arrangements, in preparation for the meeting, she felt a pain in the heel of her right foot that with the passing of hours became increasingly intense. That week she dedicated the liturgy with a little fear because she had difficulty climbing the altar stairs. Upon finishing her dedication, she decided to go to the doctor, who diagnosed a cyst and recommended immediate surgery. But with the fear she had of surgical interventions, she asked her minister for guidance, who asked her what was her thinking, in which she told him that she did not want to operate, but her children were pressuring her to do so. So she took on the challenge of continuing to dedicate, even with the discomfort that was manifesting, and began channeling and receiving Johrei more intensely. During that time, she did not take any medications, and she was channeling self-Johrei many times. She then continued to carry out the home gatherings and the other dedications as normally as she could. During the dedication, many times she felt pain and discomfort, but the minister or some volunteer helped her at that time. But since her children were still worried, insisting on the operation, to buy time, she told them that she wanted to have the opinion of other doctors. And so she did. But the diagnosis was the same. That is when she asked her children to give her a period of 3 to 4 months, after which she would undergo the operation. Little by little, the lump diminished until it completely disappeared. And thanks to God and Meishu-sama, she did not need any medical treatment or operation since she received this big protection. Now she feels that this purification was an opportunity to grow, gain greater conviction of Johrei, and that when she dedicate and fulfill, and when we dedicate and fulfill our mission, even in the midst of difficulties, we receive divine protection. So that was a nice experience from Marina of Peru. I want to thank you very much. Remind you that we have our monthly appreciation service here at the headquarters tomorrow, Sunday, August 1st at 11 a.m. Hope you can join us online if you are living locally. Please by any means, come and join us in person as well. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Saturday.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed